YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Jay, back with another video. Hope y'all doing well, hope you're blessed, hope you're on your purpose, hope you get into a bag, all that good shit. Tuning in today's video, what should you focus on as a young man? What should you be focusing on as a young man? Now me, I'm a young man myself, 23 years old, living here in Dallas, Texas, downtown. I'm doing pretty decent for myself. I'm not doing amazing, but I know I'm orienting myself and setting myself up for a life that's gonna be extremely successful. And I'm gonna accomplish all the things that I chose to set out and accomplish in life. And I wanna set you up for that same type of success and ultimately, having the biggest and most amount of enjoyment in your life as possible. So how exactly am I setting my life up? How should you set your life up? That's what we're gonna talk about in today's video. So let's hop straight into it. Boom, numero uno. Well, first, before I get into numero uno, right? Overall, in life, what should you be focusing on in general? In my opinion, now this is just all my subjective opinion, but I'm trying to set myself up to have a good life. So that's what I'm focused on. How can I have a good life? Now, what do you classify a good life? Now, that's for everybody else to decide, but for me, it usually comes down to the optimization of three major categories. One, being wealth, because without wealth, you can't do anything. And not just having money. I think if you have a lot of money but you don't have freedom, then you're kind of losing. But how you're making your money and what that money allows you to do. Does that money allow you to be free? Does that money allow you to help and impact a lot of people in a positive way? Does that money allow you to do things that you love to do on a day-to-day basis? So that's number one. How are you making your money? How much money are you making? What can you do with that money? And etc. Wealth. Two, health. Now this is not in order. I would probably put health before wealth. But two, health. And when it comes to health, what should you be focusing on when it comes to your health? Yes, it should be coming to life preservation. So, trying to extend your time on earth as much as possible. But also through that life preservation, you also have to serve your purpose and duty as a man. So, you don't want to just be put on earth to survive and just try to just maximize your life and stay in the shell and not do anything with your life, right? So when it comes to maximizing your life and not only life preservation, but your purpose as a man, it also comes down to protecting yourself and the people that you care about. That's ultimately why you're healthy, big, strong, able to fight, able to be capable of violence, is because you want to be able to protect yourself and protect your family, which ultimately is going to preserve your life, going back to the first point. Three, relationships or love, however you want to put it. You want to be able to not only attract good women and attract the quality mate into your life, but you also want to be able to cultivate high value relationships with other guys, other people, so that way you can maximize, again, going back to the other two, your health, your wealth, and more so your happiness level at all times, because ultimately what a good life will do for you is make you happy with your life, right? And I'm not saying happiness should be the goal. I think the goal should be maximizing health, wealth, and relationships, but I think once you maximize health, wealth, and relationships, you get happiness by default. So how exactly and what should you be focusing on to maximize all three areas of your life in this? When it comes to wealth, the things that you should be maximizing is skills. So a lot of times what people say is, okay, find something you're passionate about and you'll never work a day in your life, blah, 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 this different shit. Which I agree to be true to a certain extent. You do want to enjoy what you're doing in life, but I feel like the enjoyment comes through you being able to be good at what you're doing. There's a good book about this. It's called So Good They Can't Ignore You. It's by Cal Newport. Essentially the premise of the book is, as you become better at something, you enjoy it more. So the people that enjoy what they do is not because they naturally have some type of inclination or passion for it, but it's more so because they got so good at it that now, once you do something well, you enjoy doing it, you want to do it more often. So with that being said, I think you should focus on skills, but not just any skills, the skills that, one, provide a lot of value to the marketplace, and then two, line up with your natural abilities and inclinations. A lot of times people overcomplicate this, and I found myself doing that in the past. But really, there's not too many different natural inclinations that every person has from what I've seen and observed about humans and human nature. Usually it comes down to a couple of things, either you're naturally inclined to be more like a product person, working with your hands, and wanting to build something, or you're more so like a speaking person wanting to sell or be an entrepreneur or use your voice and use your words to empower somebody. So really, I think it's just coming down to picking those two lanes. It's like you either go the artist route or you go the merchant route, and then finding the skills that's gonna maximize those. So me, I'm not on the artist side, I'm more on the entrepreneur, using my voice, using these things. My opinion, the best skills that you can master when it comes to the entrepreneur route is sales and marketing. Because without sales and marketing, nothing gets sold. Pretty simple. Then that's when you go find an artist, you go find these people that's building great products, you go find the people that's being great, and then you pair it together. And that goes to the opposite. If you are more on the artist path, focus on building your craft. What is that? Is that, building computers? Is that, painting? Is that sculptures? Is that music? Is that whatever it is? You focus on getting better at that every single day, and then you go find somebody who's getting better at sales and marketing every day, and y'all go build something magnificent. Also, in alignment with that, once you have these skills, once you build that, in my opinion, you should use that to build a business which can ultimately bring you freedom. Now, when it comes to health, right? What are you putting in your mind? What are you putting in your body? What are you putting in your spirit that is going to actually extend your life? And if you study like life preservation, if you study what people live the longest is, it's usually the happiest people. And then you can see what the happiest people do on an everyday basis. Some of these things may include meditation, journaling, daily exercise, practices with your diet, fasting, reading. All these things are gonna feed your body, your mind, your soul, so that way you can be more capable in the long run of living a longer life, because it's gonna lead to a happier life. Happier life is less dis-ease. Dis-ease is disease. So maybe you can avoid some of the pitfalls that plague the modern society when it comes to our diet and just overall the unhappiness of the people. I think a lot of disease and overall bad things that happen to people's bodies is because of how much stress and the world we're under. So if you can study happiness and study health that is for life preservation, I think you'll be well off. Now, the second part is not just life preservation, but also being able to protect yourself and your family. So I think this comes into play of being big, strong, capable of protecting yourself and your family, man. Like, you gotta be honest, right? We live in a dangerous world. We live in a world that's violent. We live in a world that's things going on. People dying on every day, right? People getting murdered and killed every day. And this is just a reality. So when you know the reality, why leave yourself susceptible to that instead of being proactive to take advantage of what you could do with your time to set yourself up in a better position if something like that were to happen. So what I would recommend is finding a martial art to do. Focus on, maybe boxing or Muay Thai. I think those two, like really striking, I think is the most important. A lot of people say like jiu-jitsu and stuff like that or wrestling, but if you're in a real street fighter or violent encounter, you want to just strike and kind of get out of distance. You don't want to be on the ground and niggas jumping you and you getting stumped out and all type of shit. You don't really want that. So I say find something to where you can work on your striking, and then also in alignment with that, become strong and big and capable and powerful and fast. Not saying be a power lifter or a bodybuilder. It's actually the opposite of what I'm saying. The way that you should train in the gym is to be capable of violence, capable to protect yourself. A lot of people train for, I want big muscles, or I want to look a certain way. I'm even susceptible to this, I want an aesthetic physique. But now it's like, okay, how can I become more flexible, powerful, athletic? How can I be a better fighter? And how can I train my fast twitch muscles? All these different things, because ultimately that's what matters. Like all that big and strong shit don't matter. Real fighter come at you and really is about it. The last thing, love, relationships. There's a couple different parts when it comes to relationships. You have your romantic relationships, you have your friendship relationships, you have your communal relationships, and then you have like your family relationships. Focusing on all these is super important, but specifically as a young man, your network, so like your friendship relationships, and also your family relationships, I think is super important. As a cause of having strong friendship network relationships as well as family, you'll get the support from the community and you'll get the support from a woman. Now, if you have an intimate relationship, if you have a girlfriend, if you have somebody that you're already with, then yes, you want to focus on that too and cultivate that relationship. But if you're single, I don't say go look for a girl, go focus on how can I get girls, all this different shit. If you do everything I've been talking about in this video, if you get big and strong, if you get a lot of money, if you get freedom, if you focus on your health, if you focus on looking good, feeling good, all these different things, all the women in all those relationships will come as a default. But when it comes to the network and different things of that nature, you really have to actively pursue those in a unique way, because people aren't just gonna find you, especially when you're on a come up building yourself, so you have to find people. Really, the skill I think you should develop there is just ultimately your social skills. Like, study social skills more than anything. Now, a lot of social teachers are going to talk about how to get women and all this different stuff, but social skills is so much more than women. It's a matter of being able to speak well, hold yourself with good body language, being able to be confident in the room, being able to convey your value, understanding what people like in a person. Just read How to Win Friends and Influence People. You know, it's the timeless book about social skills. And if you want the timeless book on wealth, Think and Grow Rich. Just read those two. That will pretty much cover the bases there. Health, pretty simple. Eat good, exercise every day. Just a recap. Health, wealth, relationships, and ultimately those will lead to a good life. And the good life is a life that you're proud of and happy about. And then I think that if you focus on those skills in your 20s or as a young man in general, be very, very, very beneficial for your life. That's what I'm doing. My life's pretty decent. I got a decent friend group. I'm making a decent amount of money. I live in a decent spot. I got a decent physique. Life is good. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I talk about entrepreneurship and self-improvement. Comment below what video you want to see next, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.